to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today I'm going to take you to an area in the backyard, and we're going to plant a bunch of flowers in there. The idea is to brighten up this spot. This gets a little bit of evening sun, gets no sun in the morning, and so we're going to brighten up this area with different textures and foliage. If you would, come along with me and we'll get this started. Thank you. Okay friends, let's go on this little journey here. All this stuff in front of me is going to go in that location back there. I need to brighten up that spot. That area is kind of new. It's a newer construction for me. It's kind of one of the last things I wanted to do. But yeah, we're going to add all this stuff. Now, if you can tell, a lot of this is shade-loving plants. And the reason why is it gets no morning sun on that side. And it gets a little bit of evening sun, I think enough to keep the Baptisia happy, which is there. The alliums will do fine. The Brunnera, the hostas, if I mentioned that, some purple heuchera. Yeah, so I think some of this stuff's gonna pop just fine. And if not, I'll be able to tuck it into spots that I know get a little bit more sun. Now, I did focus on this spot last year. This little garden's brand new. I popped it in here. It's doing really well. As you can see, I've had to raise everything up. If you're new to my channel, I have clay soil, and so you have to build a berm. You have to raise stuff up. If you want some of these plants, some of these annuals can make it sometimes, but most times you pop a perennial in an area that's isn't what do you want to say, happy with water. The soil conditions matter a lot. So a lot of this being clay soil, you have to raise stuff up or you'll just lose all your perennials, and therefore you're losing your money. So today we're going to take this batch, we're going to come back here, and we're going to plant it up. Now, can I just stop and tell you what I'm thinking right here? See that fence back there? That fence I made about 4 or 5 years ago. It was in a different location, and it's been weathered, it's been patinaed. Mother Nature's done its number. The insects and everything have had its way with it. So I decided to take some pickets off of it, relocate it, and just lean it up in that area. Why is that important to you? So here's the thing. With COVID and everything, people are on their jobs, whether you've lost your job, whether you know, whatever your reason is that you're not working, you can still do all this on a budget. So if you're laying in your couch watching this, if you're in bed and you're just thinking, man, there's just no way I can get out and do the things I want to do because of low budget, I tell you what, I know the prices of wood are high, so that fence in your mind might seem unattainable, but it's really not. Go on Facebook, go on Craigslist. There's people all the time that are tearing old stuff down. They've already did the work for you. They've already patinaed it. A lot of times why they're getting rid of that type of stuff is because it's ugly to them and they want a fresh start. Well, fresh start means that is coming home with me. So get out there on your Facebook, get out there on Instagram, or pardon me, not Instagram, but Craigslist. Find out what people are getting rid of. A lot of times it's just sitting on a curb. That's going to be perfect backdrop to all these new plants. And if you can see, you see those bumblebees? You can see if you can capture them. There's one doing some work right in there. They don't care what the background looks like. As long as you like it, as long as it fits your style, go for it. So today we're going to go ahead and add all these different textures, and we're going to brighten this spot up. I've built this up, started in February and March when there was still snow and we were getting ice and whatnot. So I put layers of cardboard down underneath to kill the grass off and any weeds, and then I layered it with dirt. So I've gone to the local box stores and picked up soils and whatnot, and I've mixed it up. You just get dirt, that's one thing, and added some soil amendments and some bark and whatnot for my clay soil. And so that being said, the groundwork is already done, and we're going to go ahead and add the final touches to this. So if you're ready to come along, let's move all these plants into their new home. Okay guys, all that was there has now been transplanted. So those of you, oh, there's an oriole. You can see it right there. Oh, he's right on the feeder now. Sorry about the shaky camera. They eat grape jelly, so if you want to get the kids interested in the outdoors, fill up some orange feeders that are attracted to orange and fill it up with grape jelly. The kids will love it. My kids do, and they're older. All right, let's get focused. So, let me shade back here. So, you see how this walkway, I've talked about this in other videos. See how it curves and goes around the corner? And I've got a vine right here. Well, all this is telling a story. When somebody comes through, they're going to want to follow that path. What's on the other end? Now, of course, I can see what's on the other end, but I know this backyard like the back of my hand. What the person who's coming through here, they don't know, so they want to take that journey. So when you're doing your landscape, create the idea that there's something, some type of illusion that there's something more around the corner. Give them a reason to get up and walk and follow a path. So that being said, as you can see, I want to go back here because I want to show you guys what I've created. So all these pots have all been put in particular spots. So when doing so, I made this the center because you've got the dark or the same kind of colors. You've got some yellows, some variegation. So in order to make that really stand out, those heuchera back there, they're going to pop. They're going to tell a story. They're going to send that hosta out in the middle of the opening. So going around, and I don't want to touch on every single thing, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to create this illusion that this has been here for a really long time. Right here, we've planted all these lamium to follow a trail, and I'll fill this in with bark. We've got some lungwort back there, if you can see that. The Solomon seal, it's going to pop against that DIY fence that I was telling you about. I got some Brunner. People all have a different way of saying stuff, but right here in Kansas, that's how we do it. Yeah. So that bleeding heart back there, that will go away. So again, when you're thinking of adding different materials to your yard, remember that's an early spring get up. So after a while, it's just going to fall back, and you'll need something to show off in its spot to cover up that space. So Baptisia, they're really sexy. It takes a long time, a couple 5 years for them to get really going, and I've already established a space with the catmint. Those are the two dark bright purple spots. Yeah, so this is going to be a really nice journey through here. You see that little drift right there? And see, by creating this little island, this little berm here, I've created an illusion that there's something behind and that this has always been here. This 9 bark, see that purple? That purple blends in to the eye when you look at that green. See that? In the background, I've got the dappled willow. When you couple all those together, you've got different colors, different shapes, different styles. Yeah, so I'm ready to get these in the ground and quit talking your ear off. Let's go along for another journey, and we'll make this really pop. Stay tuned. Okay, friends, project's all done. Let's head in the background. See that fence though that we were talking about? It's pretty good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. You can do a lot with a little. All right, let's go tour this and we'll check it out. Okay, check it out. Remember that brick path? Before it was just a brick path, but you see all the differences now? See all the colors and textures out of the pots, and now look at that fence back there. I mean, buried in between the hydrangeas and the burning bush. Just a little bit ago, it was just a blank space with two catmen right there and there. Now everything just kind of has its own little cozy spot. See how bright the camera gets? Let me go back and I'm going to do it again. You see how that affects the eye? Draws you in. I've talked again a lot about getting our children and the little guys back out. Well, we got to put stuff at their level that they enjoy. You see those birdhouses tucked in back there? That's something simple and easy. Their mind wanders. You remember being a kid, our minds went everywhere. Imagination is great. My imagination allowed me to make that fence what otherwise would be just a raggedy old fence to some, and made it kind of gave it a purpose. And we can go through and we can name everything, and the hostas and the lungwort, begonias. We can go through and do all that. But just let your eye do the speaking. Remember, I was going to pop in these little guys over here. Found another little birdhouse I just tucked in there. But for right now, and I know I've talked about not being a big annuals guy, but I'm not 100% sure what I want here. And I do have a metal sculpture that that's in my mind right now. I just thought, well, I'll fill it in for right now with this type of stuff, and it can always be poked out later. But yep, everything has its home. And remember, this is just year one. This begins year one for them in their spot, the current location. As this continues to mature over this season and next year, this will really take hold. Now, I do have an empty spot right here. I need to find something purple, more than likely, something that can handle and tolerate a little bit of shade, more so. But I need to find something, and that's okay. Gives me a reason to go to a nursery. Look at that. That just, you see how the different colors just play off of each other? You can do that. I don't have a background. It's just my eye tells me what looks good. All right, friends. Until next time, I will see you on the flip side. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.